Initiating moisture.
Welcome to the Moist Meter. Today we're taking a look at Hitman 3, a game that I was extremely excited for because I loved Hitman 2, and more specifically I loved Postman Dale in Hitman 2, one of the finest characters in all of gaming. I think IO Interactive knocked it out of the park with the Postman Dale character from Hitman 2. Unfortunately, Postman Dale does not make a reappearance in Hitman 3. I'll just go ahead and hit you with the cold water right there, right away. So don't go in expecting more Postman Dale content, which is a shame, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. So let's just get into this right now. I'm going to let you know I was pretty disappointed with Hitman 3, not just because of the absence of Postman Dale, but the game is just really a carbon copy of Hitman 2. There is, I think, only a single new gadget or even really new feature in the game, which is the camera. And the camera's pretty cool, especially when it comes to a great mission where it's basically like Knives Out, where you're solving a crime while going about trying to kill your target. It's really a great mission. Let me make this clear. I don't think Hitman 3 is a bad game by any means, but with 2 years of development, I would at least expect them to change a few things, improve a few things, add anything at all. Even in terms of graphics, it's identical. I was watching comparison videos because I thought I was taking fucking crazy pills and squirting like bleach enemas up my asshole like a lunatic. Because I kept saying when I was streaming it that I think it looks exactly the same as Hitman 2. So then I pulled up comparison videos, and lo and behold, it is exactly the same graphically as Hitman 2, the only difference being some lighting changes, and it does help in some levels, but overall, there's just no improvements in this game over Hitman 2. If you liked Hitman 2, you're gonna like Hitman 3, and since I liked Hitman 2, I did like the game, but I am disappointed that there isn't anything new. It's Hitman 2 with new maps, which is cool because it's a good game, but I mean, fucking come on, it's 2 years, you can do more than that, I would think. I'm sure they're competent developers and talented. I don't know why they would make it so uninspired. And the story is not good. But I don't think anyone's playing Hitman for the story, but just want to make that clear. The narrative, kinda dog shitty. But setting aside that disappointment at the lack of changes or anything added to the game, it's still an enjoyable experience that I had fun with. The maps they added are really cool maps. I think pretty much all of them are interesting with a lot of great ways of approaching them. Some of the main story kills, because on my first playthrough I just kind of did like the main story kills, like the main pathways to killing your target. Some of them were bad. Like there's one where you overload a guy's brain, but since there's no like great animation, all that happens is he gets a nosebleed and they say he's dead, and then everyone goes about their business. So it's really just not much of a payoff for that one. But aside from that, most of the main path kills are pretty cool and really enjoyable with a great payoff. But there are a few like that are a bit of a stinker. Some of the maps are absolutely beautiful though. There's no bad maps. There's a couple maps that kind of got on my nerves a little bit when it came to navigating them because I thought there was just like a whole bunch of fucking nothing in them, just empty space. But going back and revisiting them after doing the main path kills and going for more goofy assassinations, I found a lot more fun on them. There's no bad maps here. I want to make that clear. So going into this Hitman 2 DLC, expect some quality maps on it. There's really nothing here that's going to make you roll your eyes and not have any fun. And I specifically pointed one out early on, which I compared to Knives Out. I think that was a really creative one. I enjoyed that a lot, even though I felt it dragged a little bit. I really did enjoy that and the characters in there. There was a lot of them. There was like an interview to conduct. You get to be your little fucking Sherlock Holmes and live out your detective fantasy with a lot of options of approaching things. That mission, I think, is probably the best one in the game, in my opinion. There really is a lot to enjoy about the game, but if you were expecting anything to be improved from Hitman 2 or anything at all to be different or better or added, you're going to walk away disappointed. This game is quite literally Hitman 2 with more maps. And I know that gets said a lot about things like, oh, Call of Duty hasn't changed in years, you know, it's just trivial differences. But with this game, I mean, it is actually the exact same game. Every animation is the same, every sound effect, everything from the ground up is the exact same from Hitman 2. And the only thing that I can tell they added was a camera. And now for a lot of people, that's not going to be a big deal because Hitman 2 is so good, but I just can't reiterate enough how unfortunate I find that to be, because I just wanted more from the game. That's my biggest complaint. I really have nothing to say bad about the game because everything works. Hitman 2 was a great game, and this is a great game too because it's the same fucking game. I would expect them to want to take the franchise to the next level, this being the conclusion to this trilogy they've built up with Hitman 1, 2, and 3, the new ones here. I would expect them to want to make it something big and add a whole lot to it and make it like, you know, Halo 3 of Hitman franchise, you know? But they didn't. This is like the NBA 2K of Hitman games, where it's the same game just with a roster change. That's basically what this did, the roster being the maps. And charging a full $60 for it. I want to make it clear, I don't have a problem with it being $60 since it's Hitman and there's a lot of maps here. And since it's Hitman, it means there's a lot of fucking replayability to those maps and a ton of different ways of approaching those things. So I definitely think you get your $60 worth of playtime. That's not a problem. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to just go ahead and plug it into the moist meter now. I'm giving Hitman 3 an 80%. I do feel a little slimy giving it an 80% after everything I've said, considering I always dock a fucking ton of points when other game companies copy and paste their franchises. But for Hitman, I'm making the exception only because Hitman 2 was the best fucking Hitman game in my opinion, at least one of them. So getting more of that is a good thing. I still had a very positive experience with the game. It's just I can't help but be let down by laziness. Again, probably isn't the right word, but just the lack of innovation or just even like the slightest changes, really. I can't help but be let down. I was expecting a lot going into it, and I didn't get any of those expectations. I just got more of what I knew I already liked with nothing different. You know, no big graphics upgrades, no new animations. You know, if you're doing a hand-to-hand combat thing, you know, you press X on someone and you still get the exact same prompts and the exact same animation from the last game. You couldn't even up that. Like, come on. I'm sure you could. 2 years, I don't think this is the best they could have done, but I did enjoy the game. It's still a good game. But fucking going around, you know, collecting grapes as a disguised wine sommelier is fun. I mean, it is a fun fucking experience. So I guess it's hard to justify the game being under an 80 when it is just so fun. You know what's never a letdown? A high quality VPN service. Surfshark is the one I would recommend for anyone out there that wants to take their privacy online seriously. Surfshark's just a robust VPN offering so many different services and features such as Clean Web, which allows you to surf in the clean cyber ocean, no ads, trackers, malware, phishing attempts. You can also use Surfshark on an unlimited amount of devices so you can connect and use all of your family's devices simultaneously. You can whitelist certain things with their whitelister ability, which allows specific apps and websites to bypass the VPN to help with things like mobile banking. There's also a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you're not super satisfied, it's pretty much risk-free at that point. So there's just a ton of reasons to use Surfshark VPN, and I think, as I've said many times, VPNs are super important these days. So if you're interested in trying Surfshark, you can go to surfshark.deal/penguin to get 83% off a 2-year plan and 3 extra months free. That's surfshark.deals/penguin for 83% off a 2-year plan and 3 months free. That's it. So yeah.